All right, everybody, how are you doing? I'm so excited to have so many of you with me today. Let me just make one quick change. It looks like my video is not looking that great. I think it's 6. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. I appreciate so many of you reaching out to me. I think this is supposed to be -6. I appreciate all the response. Gloria, thanks for the shout out before we even got started here. Jordan, appreciate the words of encouragement. Jordan Lane, can't wait for another great show. I would love to get just a sound check. Just let me know you can hear me loud and clear. There's so many technology. I have like 12 browsers open all at the same time to make this thing happen. So just let me know you can hear me loud and clear. Just put it in the photos or in the comments. So yeah, I think let's see here. Let's see how much. This is the topic that we're going to be talking about today, which is how much do you need to invest in real estate? That's the topic that we're going to talk about, and this comes up quite a bit. I'm glad you can hear us loud and clear here. What you will learn today, okay? How to invest in real estate with very little money. How to speed up your investments in marketing, how can you make it happen faster? Darianne, thanks for the loud and clear there. Appreciate it. Time versus money. We're going to talk about that. Proper expectations, we're going to get into that, and how to get hard money lenders to help you get started with little to no money. If you're interested in these things, stay with me. We're going to get into this. Marie Smith, hello to you as well. Thanks for being here. Quick disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. Before you make financial moves, consult with a real estate professional, attorney, CPA, or other professional who is an expert in the subject matter. Everybody's situation is different. No one-size-fits-all guaranteed approach to work. For everybody, DHM may receive payment from sponsors, guests in the form of books, giveaways, items, discounts, or other remunerations. As with anything in life, results come from education, following a system, hard work, and determination to follow through till the end. All right, we got some free swag. We've been doing this for a few weeks. If you're liking the free swag, let me know. We've had a lot of winners. It's been pretty exciting. But here's what we're going to be giving away for next week. At the end of today's, we'll give away last week's. But next week, we'll be announcing who the winner is. But I've got a really nice, so we're all in back to school mode. So I've got a really nice back to school, awesome backpack here. So it's got a whole bunch of pockets, and it's got 2 different things in here. It's got great pads on this. Is a super nice backpack. So excited about that. We're going to be giving that away. This is one of my personal favorites. I've been playing pickleball. If I have any pickleballers out there, let me know. But I've been playing pickleball, and this is actually an ice pack. They're fantastic. They're the old school ones where you put them in there. So you'll enjoy that. We've got a little jump rope. We typically have these hand grabbers. We've got another one of these stretchy things to make you get in shape and all this stuff. These are really cool at your desk while you're working. I've got another thermos, thermal thing to put your drink in. We've got one of those to be given away as well. Of course, we've got a Do Hard Money squishy house that's going to be coming somebody's way. If you're interested in this, let me know. Put in the comments. This is something you'd be interested in. The other thing we've got this cool, man, that lighting's just a little bit off today. This is a DVD, USB, and a guide on the 100% financing system, which goes a lot along with the topics that we've got. So put this in the computer and get all this. This is all coming your way to somebody that's going to be our winner. We'll be announcing that winner for next week on our live show. So make sure you join us. So that's all the stuff. Now, at the end of today's show, we've got a bunch of stuff that we're giving away. So this is the winner from last week. What we're giving away, we've got the same thing. We've got the 100% financing, unlocking the door of financial freedom. We've got a killer Do Hard Money hat. We've got a nice sports bottle. These are really nice. I just dropped it. We've got another stretchy band. We've got another thermos. We've got actually a Do Hard Money wristband. These are super cool. We've got a hand gripper. We've got a Do Hard Money shirt. I think this is a medium. This is a large. So if you're a large, you're going to want to get this Do Hard Money shirt. and of course a squishy ball. So we're giving that away at the end of today. The other one is what we're giving away next week, so that's what you can be the winner for. So let's get those set aside here. So a lot of great stuff. We'll be announcing the winner at the end of today. So if you're interested, who wants to win some swag today? If you do, put in some comments. Let me know how you get this and how you win this free swag. Is first off, we're looking for great questions. So if you are asking great questions, because this is interactive, and we want to hear what questions you have and what things are going on, and what's on your mind, especially around the topics we're talking about. Secondly, we're looking for positive comments. These comments can be on the recorded YouTube video. We're looking for those. So please go and put some comments. Once we film this live, it'll go as a recorded video on YouTube, and you can go on there and you can put some comments. So that's helpful. Andrea is the only one, I guess, that wants it. So fantastic. Maybe that'll be easy. Oh no, Gloria in. I'm going to win this time. All right, Gloria, give me some great comments. We really need some comments on our YouTube video after they've been recorded. So just a special hint. If you want to win this week, you might want to give some recordings on the recorded YouTube video afterwards as well. So we're looking for high interaction, people that are making comments, participating, and I'll choose one person this week that'll win this awesome killer swag bag. So let's talk about what we went over last week. We talked about how many houses can you flip in 1 year. We went through the time frame on a flip. We went through how many flips you can do in the 1 year. We talked about how to get started doing that first one, how to do more flips, how you can do more flips, and how much you should expect to make per flip. If you missed it, you can go watch this recorded. Go to YouTube and you can find that, and it's how many houses you can flip in a year from Do Hard Money. That's our channel name. So welcome. We just got a newbie here, Andre. This is my first time here. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. So for everybody that's on the call, please, if you're here live, give me your first name and the city and state that you're investing in. Type it in the comments. That's really helpful to me so that we can do some examples. And we're going to be doing a few examples today, and we'll actually put it in so you can see some live examples in your specific area. So we got some great comments. Gloria in, got you. Thanks, Gloria. And Maurice Smith, okay, I'm in. Maurice wants the free swag, it looks like, as well. So again, give us the state and where you're investing. If you're watching this on the recorded, please join us live Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every single Tuesday we are here, so please come join us. Join our tribe. You can ask as many questions as you want, and you can ask them in real time. It's one of the reasons why you want to be here live, like Gloria is, like Maurice, like Andre, like Dariana, Maurice Smith, Jordan. We got a bunch of people that are here live. Gloria in, I already said that. You can ask questions. So as we're talking about stuff, you can say, well, what about this? Or what do you think about this? It's one of the benefits of being here live. And I want you guys to get what you want out of this. And I also build future topics based upon comments, things that are said, ideas that come up. So shout outs. I do a lot of shout outs like I just gave for Andrea, Maurice, Gloria, Andre, and Maurice. So thanks for being with me. If I get your name wrong, I'm super sorry. And you're happy to correct me. Just type it in there. Do it phonetically. It might kind of help me. I don't know. My name's Ryan. I mean, it's really simple. I take questions and build trainings around what you guys put in the comments of those things. So Gloria, thanks for giving the shout out in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Gloria in is in Jackson, Florida. Oh man. We got two Glorias? Oh, no, same Gloria. So you're in two places, Gloria? You're in Jacksonville, Florida, and you're in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Is that right? I doubt we have two Gloria inns, but maybe. So clarify that. I appreciate it. Andre is in Baltimore, Maryland. Awesome. That's fantastic. Maurice from Chicago. Gloria in Austin, Texas. I guess Austin's a little ways away, but Texas and Louisiana with a storm coming. We'll be praying for you down there. Hello from Cleveland, Ohio. Maurice Wright. Nice last name there, buddy. Darian. Darina Darina, hopefully I'm getting it right. Gloria, St. Louis, Missouri. Gloria, are you like in 3 places, or are you just playing with me here? Let me know where you're at. Let's see, Lake, Dallas, Texas. Fantastic. Appreciate it. Thank you. We had lots of comments. We had comments on the recorded videos. Gabriel said, I've been just fixing flipping, but would like to be building a portfolio now. We want to help you do that. Anthony said, 1 for now to get started and hopefully building momentum as I get better and gain more experience. Love it. Keep the comments coming. Marie, let's see. Hi, Marie from Ohio. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Gloria, 5 states and multiple cities. All right. Gloria's a rock star, multi-state investor. I love it. Okay. If you like these podcasts and you want to see them continuing, I really need your help. Right now, we are currently at 4,185 subscribers. Thank you for being a subscriber. My goal at the end of August was to reach 4,200, which, by the way, Monday is the last day. So if you know how to do math a little bit, we're 15 away from accomplishing our goal. 15 subscribers. That's going to be our goal. 15 more subscribers to hit my goal for the end of August of 4,200. So if you currently are not a subscriber, and even if you are a subscriber, there's a couple things I want to have you do. Number 1, please hit the thumbs up button, especially on the recorded video. It always makes me sad when we see the recorded video and there's like 1 thumbs up. So smash that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. And the other thing you can do is turn your alerts on. So there's this little bell thing. When you click on that bell, it'll actually let you know when we're going live. So if you go live other times, or it'll give you a reminder so you can make sure that you can be with us. And please tell somebody else about this. Who's the new one? Who's new with us today? Darina is new with us today, so appreciate you being with us. And please subscribe. And if you do subscribe, put it in the comments here. Let me know, hey, I just subscribed. That's always awesome. So a couple of comments here. Alex from Austin, Texas. Thanks for being with us. Frank from Alexandria, Louisiana, and Alex from Austin, Texas. Boy, Texas is like in the house today. Let me see here. Let's see. I'm new. Fantastic. Make sure you subscribe for us. Alex is from Texas. Let's see. Who else is from Texas? Dorina is from Texas. Let's see here. Gloria is investing in Texas. I don't know, Gloria, which state you're actually in. Who else do we have in here from Texas? Maybe not as many as I thought. So it looks like 2 or 3 from Texas. Okay, let's just talk the real estate market. We do this every time just for updates and stuff that's happening in the market right now. So one of the things, a new housing market report disputes trends of the pandemic narrative. So since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic, numerous headlines have drummed up the idea of the rise of the suburbs as the new hot destination. And I even talked about it here as well because there was lots of reports on that. So we've said, hey, we need to stay up on what's happening. But Forbes says, although often supported by compelling anecdotes, the narrative does not seem to have solid base in data. According to the 2020 Urban Suburban Market Report by real estate listing platform Zillow, what they basically found, by and large, the data shows that suburban housing markets have not strengthened at a disproportionately rapid pace compared to urban. So they're basically saying urban is going up just as much as the suburbs are going up. So it's not like the cities are crashing and the outskirts are going up. Like we heard in reports, basically the outskirts are going up the same as suburbans as a percentage. So it's not disproportionately. I hope that makes sense. If not, hit me up in the comments and we'll clarify that. Both regional types appear to be hot sellers markets right now. While many suburban areas have been strong improvements in housing activity in recent months, so too have been in the urban areas. So basically, the suburbs and the urban areas are both going up at a proportionate rate. They're both going up on that. So that's the great news on this. That's interesting to note. So if you change your investing strategy just because of that, you probably want to rethink it. Okay, what do we got here? Eric from Chicago. Gloria N is in sunny California. All right, Gloria. That's fantastic. Thanks for letting me know. U.S. home sales existing in home sales jumped 20% after a 3-month slump. So obviously we had the COVID shutdown, and now we're seeing home sales just jump up entirely. Zillow CEO, real estate market is beginning the great reshuffling as people seek more space at home. You probably get a kick out of this. There's this whole thing of like smaller house movement. You know, the whatever, live in a trailer, live in an outhouse, whatever the case is, small. And now there's this reshuffling. People are like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of doing that. And now I want more room and I want more space. And so I think the house is becoming more of a safe haven. People are spending more time in their house and they're like, hey, I'd like to have more room here. So I think that's kind of interesting, according to Zillow. In coronavirus housing market, better to be a seller than a buyer. In the second quarter of 2020, a whopping 96% of metro areas have showed home prices appreciating, and 15 cities have double-digit growth, according to the National Association of Realtors. What's interesting here, you always have a problem, right? If you're a real estate investor, you're either going to have an easy time finding properties, but that means you'll have a hard time selling them. The reverse is true right now. It's going to have a harder time finding them and a very easy time to sell or liquidate those properties. And so you have to have strategies for both, which is one of the things that is important to stay up on and find new ways to find properties. So, and buyers are outnumbering sellers in the housing market, which means it's better to be a seller than it is to be a buyer right now. Now, this is on the traditional MLS type properties. We're not talking about off-market properties here, but that's something is you're going off-market to find deals, you're going to have an easier time doing that than going on market. If your finding strategy has been the MLS, you really want to rethink that. I'm a big fan of off-market properties. So the July jobs report shows that companies brought back workers, helping the unemployment rate dip to 10.2%, while the economy has recovered more than 40% of the jobs lost since the pandemic began. The current improved level of unemployment is near previous recession highs. Looking at more recent data, job loss claims resume an improving trend this week. The jobs report may have more current data, both showing we're moving in the right direction. So that's good, jobs and that type of stuff. We're getting jobs coming back. We're having fewer unemployed. We're moving in the right direction, which is fantastic for what we're looking for. In the financial markets, we saw the 8th new record low, meaning for 8 times we've broken the lowest that the interest rates have ever been. These low rates have helped buyers stretch their dollar much further, propelling home buyers in interest and activity. As you know, the S&P hits an all-time high. So here we are. Housing is just on fire right now. S&P is on fire right now in the middle of this pandemic. Who would have guessed? The housing market is tipped in the favor of a relatively small number of sellers who are actively participating right now. And with homes selling 4 days faster than a year ago, buyers have to act quickly. The stress of quick decisions and limited options could be weighing on buyers as purchase mortgage applications dipped this last week, but there's still much higher than they were a year ago. So a few less loan applications basically, but it's still more than they had even a year ago. Realtor.com's weekly data showed that high mark for asking price this year as the typical listing price of homes went up 9.4%. Okay, the COVID-19 pandemic hasn't slowed real estate down one bit in case it's hotter than ever. Right now, the current home inventory can't keep up with the demand. Kettleson says due to COVID-19, most homes are getting offers and potential buyers without even seeing the property. What they're doing is these virtual open houses. This is a great thing to do if you're a wholesaler or want to be wholesaling. This is something you can do is actually go to the property. You can do a live cast or a video and video the whole thing, and people can ask questions, and it's a great way. People are doing Facebook Lives with this to sell properties, both on the retail market and on the wholesale market, which is really interesting. The current state of the housing market isn't expected to change anytime soon. It's partly due to the many buyers thinking that the market wouldn't be as seller-friendly as it is right now. And here, we'll typically put up with a fair market amount because they want to get one offer and be the one that gets accepted. If there's 10 offers accepted on Sunday or Monday, only one can get accepted, and that means that there are 9 other buyers that go back on the market and compete for another property. Another quick bright spot, overall housing market activity has returned to January pre-pandemic levels. We talked about that. And Realtor.com's survey about how the coronavirus is affecting home shoppers shows that they are more optimistic. Over the past decade, U.S. homeowners saw that the cumulative home equity climb by $6 trillion. That massive gain, larger than the GDP, is more than every country in the entire world, every country other than the U.S. and China. So basically what we're saying is real estate went up more in the past 10 years than the gross domestic product of every single country in the world, not counting the U.S. and China. Is that amazing? Australia, Austria, New Zealand, you name it, bigger than everything. So incredible. The reason why I think this is really important is it goes that old adage is don't wait to buy real estate and wait. And that's something you got to kind of figure out in your own investment portfolio is how many properties you should resell for a profit and how many you should hang on to make long-term cash flows. And that's always a balance, a game that you've got to kind of figure out. Mortgage rates are record lows. We talked about this. Recovery is happening amazingly. The Powell and the Feds are not even thinking about raising the interest rates. The Federal Reserve is saying the worst of the crisis is behind us as far as it comes from a financial standpoint. So what do you guys think? What was helpful for you today in our real estate update? Give us some comments. Let me know what you saw. What's interesting to you? What's helpful? We're going to do a quick COVID update and then get into a kind of our main topic here. But I need a drink. How's everybody else doing here? What was helpful for you? Let's see. Danny, yes. Thanks for being with us. Okay, well, while we're waiting for a few of those comments to come in, let's just jump into kind of our COVID update. So, United States, I've been saying this for a while, but you see this kind of mild uptick that's happening. This is, cases and beds and that type of stuff. Anthony, who was with us last week from South Carolina, this gives you an idea of available beds and beds that are currently in usage right now. Maurice Smith, I think Maurice is with us today, aren't you? No, Maurice Wright is with us. Maurice Smith may or may not be with us today. Mike Wolf in Colorado, there are 4,852 beds and there's 119 in use. Let's see, Ray, you were with us in Georgia, 8,323 with 3,727 beds in use. Most states were seeing an uptick in September and October. So one of the things that we're just seeing, and others we're seeing it actually going down. Gloria N, great I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there, Gloria, but I'd love to know. So follow it up with a comment. COVID-19, top science stories of the week from a single shot vaccination result, asymptomatics spread. Immune reaction to some common colds might provide protection against COVID. What I think is really cool about this is they're saying, hey, if you've had common colds in the past, it may provide some protection for you against COVID-19. Remember, there's lots of different COVIDs. This COVID-19 is just a different strand of that, which has made it more concerning, obviously. Number of properties to get before liquidation. Oh, how many properties should you get before you liquidate? Is that what you're asking, Gloria? Basically, how many properties should you own before you start selling them? I think it depends on your personal situation. For me, I started buying properties and keeping them as rentals and then start getting into fix and flipping. Other people want to fix and flip to get some more cash so that they can buy long-term properties. One thing to keep in mind is our new BRRRR strategy: buy, rehab, rent, and refinance can be a great way. I think the problem is how much money do you need to get started with, which is a great topic. Okay, to achieve so-called herd immunity, the point at which the virus can no longer spread, there's not enough vulnerable humans. Scientists suggest perhaps 70% is where you want to be of a given population for immunity, and the new model puts us about 43%. I think this is really interesting. Basically, herd immunity is about 70%, and according to the New York Times, I think we're about 43%. The virus cannot hang on in a community after that percentage of residents has been infected and has been recovered. Maurice Smith is with us. Thanks for being with us, Maurice. Thanks for saying hello. Okay, some modest good news about COVID-19. Doctors are getting better at testing it, which is great. U.S. lifts advisories against all international travel. Early test results from prospective novel coronavirus vaccinations could be positive signs. Researchers say very good news. We're seeing good stuff on the vaccination. There is a lot of smart people and a lot of people working on the vaccinations. Fifth, COVID vaccine developer to early promising results. Basically, a lot of stuff happening on that. Mayo's plasma program shows first signs of COVID benefits. So they're doing a plasma treatment program for COVID. It's looking really good. Here's all the vaccinations that are going. I thought this was really cool so everybody could kind of see this. There's 170 plus vaccinations that are in preclinical trial. 170 different vaccinations. There are 7 vaccinations currently in a phase 1 trial. trial. There are 12 vaccinations in a phase 2 trial. There are 7 vaccinations in a phase 3 trial. Phase 3 means they're actually giving it to humans and they're doing testing. One of these trials, they have 50,000 people participating in it, right? A lot of people. And then finally, you get to an approved state. So we're waiting for that approved state. We're not talking about treatment. We're talking about vaccinations here. So we're getting really close. You can see, this is kind of like real estate investing, right? Like you got to make a lot of offer, or you got to make a bunch of marketing and phone calls. And you're going to get a few callbacks, and out of those callbacks, then you're going to get a few people you meet with. Out of a few people you meet with, you're going to be able to make some offers. Out of the people you make offers with, you end up getting a deal. It looks kind of like this. And so anyway, but great news on the vaccination front here. Okay, some things. Rapid testing through saliva is coming. I love this idea. Spit in a cup and set it off or drop it off, and they'll let you know the next day if you have COVID. What a great idea. First COVID-19 are posed for final testing. There's no guarantee, but the government hopes to have results around the end of the year. I love this with kids going back to school. If you've been worried about it, this might help you. Kids might be less susceptible to catching the spread of the novel coronavirus than adults are. This is what's really interesting. If you live with somebody that has COVID, you have a 5.2% chance of getting the virus if you're a kid, right? If you're between the age of 20 and 50, you have a 14%. And if you're over 60, you have an 18.4% chance, which is really interesting. So if you are 20 to 50 and you live with somebody that has the virus, COVID, you have a 14.8% chance of getting it. So that's really interesting stats. I mean, originally I was super worried about, having to have gloves and worried about if somebody in my house got it and how to quarantine them and what if it was one of my kids. But that's becoming not as concerning. It's concerning, but not as concerning. So what does this all mean? COVID investing rules. We got to find really, really good deals. The way we're going to find those is off-market properties, not stuff that's currently listed. You've got to stay on the FHA loan limits. FHA loan limits is the maximum loan that the Federal Housing Administration will do in that given area. The reason why this is so important is the majority of buyers that are buying are getting an FHA loan. And it's best if you're in the median or the average. Look at moving outside expensive areas and getting into those median areas, getting into those FHA areas, finding the worst home in the area and making it better. And on the resale, you got to be the best price house in the best condition. Those houses always sell no matter what. But like I said, with the BRRRR strategy, if you haven't seen our video on BRRRR, you might want to check it out. Just go to YouTube, type in Do Hard Money, and you'll see a video on BRRRR, B-R-R-R. It's a great strategy that you can actually take advantage and refinance into these low interest rates, and you can start holding some properties right now. With these low interest rates, that's pretty interesting. The key is buying right so you can afford to be the best price in the best condition. If you're looking to resell, you're looking to wholesale the property. Okay, let's get into this. How much money do you need to invest in real estate? I got to get a drink. If you got some comments, some questions, make sure you put them in there so we can get cracking on this. All right. How much money do you need to invest in real estate? What you're going to walk away with from today, what you're going to learn is how to invest in real estate with very little money. We're going to talk about how to speed up your investments in doing marketing so you can actually make your investments happen faster, finding deals faster. We're going to talk a lot about time versus money. We're going to talk about setting proper expectations. We're going to talk about how to get hard money lenders to help you get started with little or no money. Let's just start this off with time versus money. If you don't want to spend any money, it will take you more time to get a good deal. You just got to plan on that. You could be looking around and seeing people like, oh, somebody else found a deal or this guy found a deal. He did it really quickly. Well, he was probably spending money on marketing so he could do that. If you don't have the money to spend on marketing, that's okay. You have to spend time. If you want to spend money, it will take less time to find a good deal. There's this balance, time or money, time or money. And it's important that you realize that as you're measuring your results. Setting correct expectations with yourself. This is so important. Too many people give up too early on their investing. They make one offer, that offer doesn't go the way they think it's going to, and they say, real estate investing is not for me. That is a massive mistake. Massive mistake. You've got to make multiple offers. Why and how does money help you? You can spend money on marketing, right? So you can have sweat marketing, meaning you're going out there pounding on doors. This takes a lot more time. You can do deals that are profitable, but not enough for a lender to fund fund it or fund all of it. There's great deals and then there are good deals, and there's a difference between the two of those. Money just makes it easier. But little to no money does not make it impossible. You can get started with little to no money down. You just have to be willing to put in more sweat equity. You've got to be willing to put in more time. You've got to have expectations that it's going to take longer for you to do it. Those are things you've just got to plan on doing. And so plan on it taking more time, okay? Get creative on the ways to get money from others. How can you invest with little to no money? This is a really important topic. We want to make sure we're covering this, okay? So one of the ways you can do this is wholesaling. You can also get 100% financing with hard money, which is a little more rare. You can use OPM or other people's money. So let's talk about all three of these. I want to get in details with these. So you can find a good deal. Pro tip, this has to be an even better deal than would be for a fix and flip yourself, because you've got to make a little bit of money and somebody else needs to make some money on that. So it's got to be an even better deal. You put the property under contract. You sell that contract to another investor. You get paid right away, meaning you don't have to wait for that other investor to fix the property up and sell the property. You actually get paid right away. And in some states, you can do double closes with this. We have a course on wholesaling for our members that's super helpful. So if you're a member, check that out. If not, consider being a member. 100% financing with hard money. If you can find a very, very good deal, the purchase, the rehab, the closing costs, the interest, if all of that can fit under 70% of the after repaired value of the property, then what it will become, meaning not what the property's worth right now, but what it will become once the repairs are done, not what it currently is, then you can find a lender that will lend you, and if you can find a lender to do this, then you can come up with little to no money. This is something we do a lot of. It takes a lot of work to do this though, because again, you've got to find a really, really good deal, and you're going to pass by some good deals to get to a great deal. Another strategy that a lot of people forget about is this concept of OPM, which stands for other people's money. So a partner, getting some debt on the property, some equity, giving somebody some equity. These are all ways of OPM or using somebody else's money. You can find someone that has the money. That's the idea. Find somebody that's got the money and get them to put up the money. So they could put up their money from like a 401k. They could have cash in the bank. They could have a stock market they're taking money out, friends, family members. Get them a higher return than they're currently getting. I mean, right now, if you look at it, the high yield savings accounts that are out there are paying like 0.5% or 0.75%. If you had somebody that has money in that type of an account and said, why don't you put up some money so I can do this deal? I'll go get a loan. I am short $10,000 or $30,000. You bring the $30,000 to the table and then we'll make this deal happen. I'll do all the work. You put up some of the money and we'll get a bank loan or we'll get a hard money loan for the difference. This is something that's done in commercial properties all of the time. When they're doing a commercial property, they typically raise private money from a bunch of people to put up some money. They go get a loan from a bank at a low interest rate, and then they don't put up very little of their own money. And one of the ways you can do this is self-directed retirement accounts. So if you have a retirement account right now, you can roll it over into a self-directed account. What does this mean? Self-directed basically means you get to direct the investments, not somebody else or not the stock market or anything else directing those investments. And that investment could be in lending, it could be in buying real estate, it could be in a variety of other things, and that's all done through a self-directed. So that's one of the things that you can do right now. Now, what if you don't have the money? You can find somebody else that does have money in a retirement account. You can get them to roll that money into a self-directed retirement account, and then they can be using that money to help you do real estate deals. With this, you can then invest in your own deals, or you can get somebody else to invest in your deals. And the way that you're going to do this is through debt or equity. So debt means they lend you the money. Now, this doesn't matter if it's in their 401k or if they're using the money that's cash or whatever the case is. You can structure this in a couple of ways. So one way is they lend you money where it's a loan. I owe you $10,000. You pay them when the house sells. Now you can set this up for monthly payments, but I recommend you let the interest accrue and you pay that interest when the property actually sells. You set an interest rate. Hey, the interest rate is this. And then the other way you can do this is through equity. They give the money. They're the first to get their money back other than the hard money lender. And then you set a portion of the profit. Say, hey, we'll give you 20% of the profits or 30% or 50% or 10%. It just depends on how much money they're putting into it. So the idea is, hey, why don't you Bring your money. I'll find the property. I'll do all the work. I'll sign on the new loans. You bring up some cash, and then I'll give you a portion of the profits, or I'll pay you an interest rate. And I recommend you say, and that interest rate will get paid when the property sells, so you're not making actual monthly payments. The cool thing about this is just simply a win-win-win. They get a better return on their savings account. You get to do a deal you otherwise wouldn't have been able to do. You do the hard work. Their money works for them, and they make a great return on their money. And Gap Financiers, this is an actual lender. They are a lender that will do the money you don't have. So the gap is the difference between what you're able to get from a hard money lender and what you need. That's the difference between those two. So that's the difference. That's what's called the gap is. That's what the gap financing is the difference on these two. So lenders will do a loan like this. So there's actually lenders that are called gap financiers. This is high risk for the lender. They want to be paid handsomely because they're really in a second subordinate position. So a way to get money is credit card finance. This is a great way to get money. If you haven't seen, we did a live cast on it. You can see this on YouTube, how to get access to 0% money to flip deals in the current marketplace. So go ahead and check that video out. You'll really enjoy it. It's super helpful. If you have money, how much do you really need? That's the whole topic that we're talking about today. So if you did have the money, how much do you need? So let's talk about many hard money lenders want you to put 10 to 20% down, plus pay the cost of repairs and make monthly payments. So this can get really expensive. True hard money lenders will lend based upon how much the property is, how good that deal is. They'll lend based upon those things, not based upon everything else. So why would you want to use it? Why would you want to use hard money? And so you want to use your money to save fees and interest. So if you have money, you're going to save fees, you're going to save interest. You can save money by putting money down. Also, lenders are more willing to lend to you when you have skin into the game. So if you have experience, if you have money, they're more willing to lend to you. But that doesn't mean it's impossible if you don't have those things. You've just got to find a hard money lender that can believe in you and see the project for what it is or what it will become, not necessarily about you. So then it gets in this whole idea, well, how many offers do you really need to make on properties? And that just really depends on several things, like your experience, like your vacant or occupied properties, if you're going after those. What types of properties, if it's MLS or off-market properties, what's the motivation of the seller, how much equity the property actually has, the price range of the properties, the cash you can bring to the table, how you plan to finance, like we've just been talking about, as to how much money you actually need to bring to get down. And one of the things we've done is we've created a calculator for our members, and they can actually use this to make the determination. I would say on average, you probably need to plan about 25 offers so that you can make, that you are going to have to go make to get a property. And it's really important that you don't fall into this agent will do it for me trap. The reality is if the agent can do it for you, they'd probably do it themselves. And the agent's going to get burned out long before you will because you're going to get the good payday. So newer investors thinks it's easy. I'll call my agent. They'll do all the work. If this was the case, the agent would do it themselves and pocket the money. Agents occasionally can help bring you good deals, but it'll be a lower profit margin than if you're doing off-market properties. That's really important to talk about here. So ways to market. Again, how much money do I need to get it started in real estate investing? Well, it really depends. It depends on how you're marketing and what you're doing. So one of the things we got to talk about is how much equity is in the deal. How much motivation do they have? Those are the two things. You need equity and you need motivation. If the seller doesn't have those two things, yeah, there's deals that can be had, but they're not as great of deals. So first off, debt equity. This is the difference between what the property is worth and what they owe on the property. So one of the things that Investors Edge does is it does what's called a reverse amortization. Okay, so let's just that's not a good one. Let's just go to Baltimore, Maryland. With Investors Edge, we're just going to jump into Baltimore, Maryland and pull up a property here. Because one of the things that we do is we say, hey, when did this guy get a loan on the property? Okay. And then we say, what was the average interest rate that year? And based upon the average interest rate for that year, we do a reverse amortization, and that gives us what we call our estimated mortgage balance. So in this property, we estimate the mortgage balance to be $110,000. So it looks like this guy got the loan at $624,000. So he originally got the loan for $111,000. He's had the loan out for just a couple of months. We think he owes $110,829. So this isn't a great example. It's just the first one I pulled up. But you can see we're already starting that reverse amortization. Okay, but you can also see here comparables are about 172. Last year it sold for 67. Estimated is 161. So we're estimating that there's $61,000 of equity in this property right now. And that's what we're talking about here, right? Is how much equity do we have? Okay, and Investor's Edge can do all the work for you. And so then what we want to look at is motivation. So how do we know they have motivation? Well, vacant properties, involuntary liens, bankruptcy, divorce, out-of-state owners, non-owner-occupieds, pre-foreclosures, failed listings. These things all tell you, hey, they actually have motivation. And we actually preset these buckets with vacancies, liens. So vacancy, this is a single-family house, unlisted, so not on the MLS, that has $50,000 or more of equity and is a vacant property. There are 7,149 of these properties. And this is just in Baltimore, Maryland. In the $5,000 liens, these are involuntary liens. These are single families, unlisted with $50,000 worth of equity. There's 1,161. Bankruptcies, there's 1,656. So you've got all these buckets you can choose from. That is what we're talking about here when we start talking about motivation that makes somebody motivated to actually want to do something. And one of the cool things is you can come in and create all your own filters and do your searches. Okay, so now we got to talk about is this whole concept. We went through motivation. We talked about equity, free ways to market. These are some great ways to do that. You can just go out there and just knock on doors. Knock on doors. And if you're going to knock on doors, I highly recommend you do what's called a 5 around. You knock on the door you actually want to knock on, and then you knock on the 3 across from it and the 2 right next to it. Knock on those doors. There's 2 things you can do in that. One, you can ask them if they know the neighbor and try and get a phone number for them. That's very helpful. The other one you can do is ask them if they're interested in selling their property as well. So you try and get more than just the property you're actually going after. Secondly, you can call them. You can just pick up the phone and call them. You may have to spend some money on a skip trace to get the phone number before you can do that. The other thing you can do is network with bankruptcy attorneys and foreclosure attorneys. You can work with real estate agents, although that is one of the more difficult ways to do it. And then we get in some other ways here, and these are going to be some paid ways, like some voice broadcasts, sending postcards and emails. Those are all things that you can actually do within the system itself. As you're doing these, you can actually just come here and you can do campaigns where you can do postcards, voice broadcasts, and emails. And if you want to come here, you can do specific skip traces, and then those skip traces, you can actually send them out. Okay, so those are some paid ways you can actually do some marketing to find property. So in the end, you've got to somebody's got to have determination. You've got to have drive. You've got to have stick-to-itiveness. Is all more important than money. The question we're answering today is how much money do you need to be successful as a real estate investor? And it just depends. I think determination, drive, and stick-to-itiveness is more important than the money. The money does make it easier, no question. The money makes it easier. The money makes it faster. If you don't have the money, you need to find the money. You can do that through OPM. You can do it from different things we've talked about today. And you got to find the deal, and you've just got to simply work harder. So you don't have the money, you got to outwork everybody. You've got to find better deals than everybody, or you've got to find the money if you don't have it. And if you have the money, it makes it even just a little bit easier. So determination, drive, and stick-to-itiveness is more important than the money. Money just makes it easier. Money makes it faster. And if you don't have time, if you don't have the money, you've just got to go find the money, find the deal, and work harder than anybody else. All right. Our Find Fund Flip system is something we want to talk about here. We had a few questions. Okay, I found a few properties listed on the MLS. They're undervalued properties that need rehab. Yeah, Maurice, go after them. I'm not saying don't go after those properties, but one of the things that I find, those are going to be the lowest margin properties. They just are, because everybody on the MLS can go after those properties. So those are not the ones that I recommend going after, but you can go after them. I'm not saying don't go after them, but one of the things that I really recommend if you are going to do that is what's called MLS Sniper. Maurice, have you seen the MLS Sniper? We have a whole video on MLS Sniper. We have a whole training on that. It may just be for members. I can't remember. But we have a whole thing on MLS Sniper if that's something you're interested in, where you want to find people with equity and with motivation that are listed on the MLS, and those are ones you can go after. This Chicago, Chris wanted us to go through Chicago. Like in Chicago, there's 6,971 failed listings that are single family, unlisted, at $50,000 or more of equity. So those are great properties to be going after if you want to just do the MLS. But you can actually come here and filter and say, I want property that are listed listed on the market, and then you can say I want people that have at least, whoops, wrong one, valuation. We want people that have at least $50,000 of equity, and I'm just using $50,000 as a random number. But let's see what we come up with if we do those two things. People are listed and have $50,000 worth of equity. It looks like there's 10,421. So if you're going to go after it, what I find, Maurice, is if you start making offers on the MLS, you get discouraged really fast because most people don't plan on making 25 offers, and that's about what you need to. So I hope that helps. You have some questions, let me know. Jason, let's see here. I had a membership with you guys, expired. Yeah, I still get 100% financing if it makes sense. Yeah, appreciate you being a member with us, Jason. Give us a call, and we can have one of our customer service reps chat with you and see how we can help you out. Chris, we looked at Chicago. I'm looking for a big thank you or thumbs up or something. I don't know. So I hope that was helpful. Maurice, you got it. Okay, if you're not a member, you may want to consider becoming one. Investor's Edge is a big benefit, but we have dozens of hours of training. We have deal finding software. We have lots of other softwares on doing deals, access to our 100% finance loans. Just go over to dohardmoney.com/get started. Again, dohardmoney.com/get started, which I probably should put that in the chat here so everybody has access to it if that's something that you want to check out. Oh, I only did one W, or I did two W's. Hopefully that link works. Okay, it looks like we got a comment here. Let's tackle that. If money is an issue, can I start with wholesaling? Yeah, absolutely. You can start with wholesaling. That's one of the things we were chatting about there. There's 3 different ways to do wholesales, but you can do wholesaling. But keep in mind, Andre, you got to find a really good deal. It's got to be more profitable than what a fix and flipper would. So you've got to be willing to do that. So you've got to work harder is I think the biggest thing. So you got to make a lot of offers. But great question. Chris, that was a great LOL. Just started watching your channel. Fantastic, Chris. Make sure you subscribe. Glad to have you with us. And Maurice, okay, thanks. You got it. So one of the other things we've got is a free trial on our Next Deal Blueprint. One of the softwares we have is called a Next Deal Blueprint. And what it actually does for you is you put in your background, your experience, how many flips you've done, if you haven't done any, how much money you want to spend on marketing, or if you don't want to spend any money on marketing, it asks you 5 or 6 questions, and then builds out a blueprint for you of exactly what you need to do week by week to get a property within a certain time frame. You can say I want to find a property in 6 months or in 90 days, and it'll reverse engineer it based upon averages we're seeing in the marketplace for you to end up getting a property during that time frame. And then it gives you weekly homework assignments. This week, send this postcards. This week's knock on these doors. This week, do this. It's a super, super cool software. And what we are doing is giving you a free trial to that just because you're on the call on our live cast. So if you're interested in getting that, I highly recommend it. It basically reverse engineers getting a deal done. So I would highly recommend that you guys take a look at this if you're looking for a deal right now to help you out. Maurice, I'm a member, just working on first deal. Fantastic, Maurice. Thanks for being a member with us. If you enjoyed what we did today, like Chris did, please join us. Subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Mark the bell on YouTube. Leave a comment. Tell somebody else about it. As you know, we're really working on trying to get to our 4,200 subscribers by the end of the month. We appreciate it. And Chris, you could be a big help in that. Okay, so what you missed last week, if you weren't here with us last week, please go take a look at this video. How many houses you can flip in a year. Just go over to Do Hard Money on YouTube. The time frame for flips, how many flips you can do in a year, how to get started, how to do more flips if you're looking to grow, and how much you should expect to make on a fix and flip. Okay, guys, it's that time. Future live casts. What do you want to see? Wholetailing, determining repair costs, coronavirus investment, wholesaling remotely, choosing good contractors, virtual wholesaling, finding cash buyers, seller financing, contractor bids, determining rental prices, preparing for cash flow, business partner deep dives, reverse wholesaling, finding cash buyers, negotiating at the kitchen table, income property, sales skills, closing the deal, all the players, action properties, subject to deals, determining repair amounts, buying properties remotely, make offers without seeing them, or something else. What would you like to do? Please type in the comments what you'd like to see for future podcasts or future live casts. Excuse me. Let's see. Gloria, is the blueprint separate? It's only for single family. No, actually, the blueprint works for single family, duplex, threeplex, fourplex. So anything you're looking for that. And I'm not sure what you mean by separate. We'll give you a free trial to that where you can put it in and you can play with it and get your your blueprint together. We call it a next deal blueprint. It's basically step by step exactly what you have to do to get your next deal, whether that's your first or whether that's your fifth. It gives you step by step weekly action items on what to do to make it happen. It's a great software. You're going to love it. So get a free copy of it on us. We want you to enjoy it. If you like what you're hearing here, please check us out over at Income Hacker. It's my podcast. If I have any Income Hacker listeners, please shout out. Appreciate you being with us, but check out Income Hacker. It's a great way. I find a lot of people are loving it. Chris, I'm about to get my broker's license here in Chicago. Any words of wisdom? It's great. When you say your broker's license or your agent license, so you've been an agent for a while and now you're going to get your broker's license, or you're talking about just getting your agent license. Give some clarification on that. But words of wisdom on a broker's license: if you are a broker, make sure you do your training. Make sure you'll have agents underneath you, so you got to make sure that they're doing the right things. You're doing your trainings. So if somebody makes a mistake, you have already trained them appropriately on it. But more importantly is being an agent can be helpful for selling properties. So you can go out there and do marketing, make sure you're disclosing you're an agent and those types of things. But if you have deals that just don't work, you can say, I'll just list the property for you. So you can make an offer to buy it. And if that doesn't work out, you say, how about I just list the property for you? So you can try and make some money on some of your marketing. So I hope that's helpful. If not, Chris, hit me up again. Gloria in income properties, auction properties, and buying remotely. Great. Noted for future topics. Andre, wholesaling, reverse wholesaling. That's great. Fantastic. I'm going to jot those down as well for some future live casts. Okay, what questions you guys have? Put them out there. Today's swag winner, we got to get into that. But hey, Maurice, I've seen your name on here before. Do you want to connect and help each other? Fantastic, Lori. Love it. Andre, where can I listen to the podcast? Great question. So we're on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, pretty much anywhere. Where do you listen to podcasts? Let me know where you listen to podcasts. So today's winner, which we're giving away the hat, we're giving away all the fun stuff. We got the hat, we got the financial freedom blueprints or the financial freedom system. We've got the shirt. This is all the stuff that we're giving away today. We went through it earlier for all this fun stuff. So we're going to give away our winner. Who is the winner for this one? Let me get all this stuff back in here. So much stuff. Okay, so today's winner. So George Cash won last week. Okay, so big congratulations to him. He won last week, not this week. So he won last week. So George, make sure you've emailed us and we'll get that shipped out to you if it hasn't already. Basically, what we're looking for, best comments during and after the recorded video on YouTube. But today's winner, the person that's going to win today, our winner is, drum roll please, Anthony. Anthony is our winner for today. Anthony, if you're with us, shout it out. If you're not with us, here's what we need to have you do either way. Email us support@dohardmoney.com. Put in the subject line swag winner. We need your screen name if it's different than just your regular name, your mailing address, your cell phone number, and we will get you your swag sent out. This whole swag box is coming to you, Anthony. Thank you so much for being here on our live casts. Let's see here. Yay, Gloria. I'm new here, but I'm not new to real estate. Would love to connect. Fantastic. Let's see here. Chris, Agent license would be considered broker's license here. Okay, it's a different verbiage for whatever reason. Okay, so you're basically just getting your agent's license. Yeah, I think the best thing is to get with a broker that's friendly with investors is probably the best thing I could say. And like I said, it really comes down to marketing. Whether you're wanting to make money as an agent or make money as a real estate investor, you got to be able to market. You got to be able to find people that want to sell their house. And so if it was me, I would go after people that are motivated sellers, like we've talked about today, equity and motivation, and try and make deals happen for you to be an investor. And if those deals can't work out, then offer to be an agent and sell the property for them. Chris, I hope that helps, man. Yay, I'm new here. Okay, got that. The whole podcast is new to me. If you do you have an iPhone or do you have an Android? If you have an iPhone, you can just go. iPhone actually has a podcast, so you can just click on podcast, and then you can type in the name Income Hacker and subscribe to it. If not, if you're using an Android, you can go to Stitcher or Spotify. Those are apps, and you actually download the apps. And then with those apps, then you actually search for Income Hacker, and then you can subscribe to it and get those. So great question. It's a good channel. Thanks, Gloria. I really appreciate it. So if you're looking for a swag bag like we've got here and haven't won one yet, send us over an email at support@dohardmoney.com and put in the subject line, earn a free swag bag or earn free swag. We'll give you a few things you could do to help us out, and we'll send a swag bag in return. Next week, same time, same place, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Type in the topic that you want to hear more for the live cast, and we will be here. Make sure you go get a copy of that free Next Deal Blueprint, dohardmoney.com. NDB-giveaway, NDB-giveaway, and you can get a copy of that Next Deal Blueprint. It will be very, very helpful for you, especially if you're just getting started in real estate investing. It's a software we've built. It's amazing. Chris, I appreciate it. This software looks like it could help in the journey. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, Andre, let's see here. You just go, so super cool. You just go to, there's a thing called podcasts. You just click on podcasts. Search for podcasts, click on that, and then the library, just do a search, put in Income Hacker, and you'll be able to find it. Make sure you hit the subscribe on that as well. All right, guys, I appreciate all the engagement. Thanks for being with me today. Go get a copy of that Next Deal Blueprint over at dohardmoney.com. NDB-giveaway. You're going to be happy that you did. Okay, I do Spotify all the time. Yeah, just use Spotify and type in Income Hacker, and you'll be able to find the you'll be able to find the Income Hacker podcast on Spotify. I think you'll really enjoy it. There's a whole bunch of episodes. Man, we've got 70 or 80 episodes on there already. Start at the beginning, work your way through, or if there's certain subjects that interest you the most, you can go after those as well. Happy to help out. Let me know what you think about it. Next week, be here on the live cast. Let me know what your thoughts are. At Gloria, ensure if you're talking to me, there's another Maurice in the chat. I'm from Chicago. Hope that's helpful. Cool, you guys are connecting. Hopefully that'll be beneficial for everybody. So thanks so much for being with me today. We'll see you same time, same place next week on our live cast. Please, if you're not a subscriber, do that. Or after, when this video goes live, love the thumbs up, love some comments on the video. It's a big help to me to keep this channel rolling. Okay, everybody, have a great day. Thanks for being with me, and make it a very profitable day.